Welcome back to What's the Story? Unlike you, I am Dan Kennedy, and I am joined by Sonia Weber, the singer, songwriter for Alien Boy. Sonia?
Yeah, what's up?
Joining me.
Yeah, totally. Thanks for having me.
So, Sonia, your newest album, Don't Know What I Am, is absolutely sick. It's out now on CD, vinyl, and download on Bandcamp. Being that this is your fifth release and your second full-length album, was it hard to find inspiration to write this batch of songs?
Not necessarily. It was kind of a while ago now. I think that we were writing those songs mostly between like 2018, maybe 2019, and when we recorded it. So it took a while, and there was like a little bit, I was feeling like a little bit of pressure coming off of sleeping lessons too, but I think it came together all pretty naturally, and now we're kind of like on to thinking about the next thing. So yeah, it was, it felt stressful at first, but then I feel like it ended up coming together pretty easily at the end.
All right. Listening to your music, even though I'm now almost 50 years old, it took me back to a place where I was 16 years old, losing my first love and feeling the pain of adolescence. Threw me into a spiral so deep that I had to spend 3 days in my room to process what I was feeling.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Wow.
So thank you for allowing me to feel such profound pain.
Wow.
And knowing that I still have it.
That's incredible to hear. I mean, I'm sorry, but also yeah, cool. So that's just, yeah, that's awesome.
When you write your music, is it cathartic for you? And do you think about how the listener is going to interpret it?
Yeah, it's extremely cathartic for me. It helps me process a lot of stuff. It helps me explore ideas that I maybe don't feel as comfortable exploring in like my regular world or like out loud. I don't know, it just like kind of gives me this space where I feel like I can express myself. But because it's like for me and it's also for the listener and it's also like for my bandmates, it's like, you know, everybody's interpreting it in their own way. So I feel like I have a little bit more leeway onto like how much I can fantasize into things and I can exaggerate things and like kind of go back into things. I don't know, like I guess the answer is it is cathartic for me. It's definitely like crucial in helping me process through stuff. Well,
so on that, on much of your deeply emotional lyrics are of lost or unrequited love.
Yeah.
Do you take that, is it autobiographical?
Yeah.
And do you currently have a muse that you write about?
Do I currently have a muse that I write about? I mean, yeah, it's like there's things that have happened throughout my whole life that I will like continue to go back on, and there's new things that happen that I will write things about. Like it's not as kind of like narrow. It's not as narrow as a focus as it was at the beginning of the band. But yeah, it's like, you know, I have a partner, Nora, who I write about all the time, and you know, other parts of my life that I like reflect on often, and you know, just general like growing up and feeling confused, and it's just all kind of swirling in there all the time.
I was going to ask you who Nora was.
Yeah, Nora's my girlfriend.
From the song, so
yeah.
Excellent.
It's also the name of a band from Portland. Okay. Dear Nora is a band that I really like.
Oh,
yeah.
So it's coincidence.
Yeah, well, it's not a coincidence. It's all kind of like our little like hee like that it's all worked out together. Right. That it's like people who know the band will get the reference, people who know Nora will get that reference too, okay. You know, all this stuff.
Very cool. So your sound, I totally dig it. It checks all the boxes for me. Angsty, shoegazy rock, awesome. Biting lyrics with a message. Do you remember when you first discovered music?
Yeah, you know, when I was really young, was into like the Backstreet Boys and all of that pop stuff like that. And then around like 5th grade, I went over to my friend's house and her brother had this Good Charlotte CD and we put it in the computer and it had the like behind the scenes videos and we watched it over and over and over again. And I was like, these guys look so cool. Like I have to play guitar right now. And then it just like took off from there and I like never stopped. I got into like Green Day and all of that kind of stuff and, you know, like punk and DIY stuff as a teenager and all the classics.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was around like however old you are in 5th grade. I just kind of like saw that guy playing guitar and I was like, this is what I'm going to do forever now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And who brought you to the guitar fuzz Manchester sound of Bride and the Stone Roses?
That was definitely later on. I always joke that I like didn't really get into like like, I actually won't say cool music. I didn't get into the music that I really truly identified with until my like early mid 20s, when I got really into like the Smiths and like New Order and Joy Division and the Stone Roses and Oasis and Ride and My Bloody Valentine, like Jesus and Mary Chain, all of that stuff. Even like the Wipers too. Like I liked the Wipers when I was younger, but I kind of had like this magic moment. It sounds kind of dorky, but where I like plugged in my like distortion pedal and my chorus pedal at the same time, and I was like, holy shit, this sounds like Nirvana and it sounds like the Wipers. This is what my band is gonna sound like, and it was just done. And then I just like took that and ran with it. But yeah, it was like grew up listening to a lot of punk, like just like regular punk stuff, and then like yeah, kind of I feel like I kind of grew into my own in my like early and mid 20s and really got into all of that stuff, and that is like my favorite music.
Yeah, awesome. So is I Want to Be Adored, is that still your favorite song?
It's one of my favorite songs. Yeah, I love that song. I mean, it's amazing. It's like one of the best songs in the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's incredible. So yeah.
So you've covered the Smiths song Hand in Glove.
Yeah.
Why haven't you covered I Want to Be Adored? Why isn't that on record right now?
That's interesting. We never really thought of that song is kind of untouchable to me.
Oh.
I only want to do a cover if I feel like we can do it our special way. Like I rarely want to do a cover that like sounds exactly like the recording. Like I would like to do that for fun sometimes, but with Hand in Glove, I was like, oh, I have an idea of how to like kind of kick this up a notch, and I'm not saying that it's better, but it's like we're doing a fun version of it that's kind of different. With I Want to Be Adored, it's like, what can you do to that song? There's nothing left to do. It's perfect. Yeah, it's perfect. And it's like, it would be cool to play it too, but it's like, I think capturing that kind of like sexy, like laid back energy, as much as I want us to capture that eventually, I feel like we're like a little bit more like high energy. Like we're always kind of like rocking a little bit too much to pull it off, is my feeling. I would love to do it, but it hasn't felt right quite yet.
You can pull it off, definitely.
Thank you.
So you started this band in 2014. Mm-hmm. 9 years later, has your agenda or reasoning for being in this band changed? No,
I don't think so. Well, I mean, it started off by like, we like practiced in secret because I had never played in a band where I sang and played guitar or wrote any songs. And so the first part of the band was just me seeing if I could do it. And then once I saw that I could do it, I was like, well, maybe we could tour, and then maybe we could make a record. And then we made a record that I was really proud of. And then I was like, well, maybe I can like do this for real. And it just kept getting more and more and more real. So that's like the only thing, was that when I started, I was like, if I can even just do this for like a second, it would be like really meaningful to me to like build up the courage to do that. And now I feel like a totally different person than the person who felt like nervous about that before. And that's been like an amazing thing in my life too. Like I can't imagine not having started this band, like getting that confidence. But yeah, mostly just that. Like I just want to play music with my friends, and I want to be able to play music with my friends as much as I can.
Yeah.
So we work really hard so that hopefully we can do this most of the time instead of some of the time.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So you're based out of Portland. Mm-hmm. You are the front person of your band. Mm-hmm. You proudly put on every record that you're a loud gay band from Rip City.
Yes.
Are you a role model?
Am I a role model? I mean, I'm not going to say that I am. I teach a lot of kids, though. My other job is like I teach guitar and like songwriting and drum stuff. And I also like book a lot of shows for younger bands. And I'm not going to say that that is how they see me, but it is kind of like a part of my life is like mentoring young musicians and queer musicians. And I mean, that's like, it's part of the dream, you know? It's like I want people to see that and feel like they can do it too. That's really, I mean, community is really, really important to me, and is really important to like the culture that I like want to have around this band.
More than music though. In pop culture, last year saw the introduction of the very first non-binary cast member on Saturday Night Live, Molly Kearney. Does it mean anything to you as who you are to see people on television who have dropped the moniker of he and she and adopted the they?
Yeah, I mean, any kind of progress with that at any time I think is amazing. It just like makes me feel more relaxed. It makes me feel like I have more options about like how I get to represent, like how I can like express myself and like be represented, and like I just, yeah, it's like, I think whenever something like that happens, it's just like a little bit more ease. I think the whole community feels a little bit more ease.
Yeah. So your music videos, in general, but specifically, If We Don't Speak, are an example of snapshots of reality. Like similar to what I would see if I was looking around my family's table.
Right, right.
Do you have a message you send with your music videos?
With our music videos, I mean, we're just trying to get stuff that looks cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's like, it's like, I think it kind of like, that is the thing that really excited me about getting into all of that kind of like Manchester sound stuff, was I thought that all of it also looked really cool. Like the band members looked cool, the videos looked cool, the art looked cool, and that like also enticed me so much more. It was like, they're creating a world. And so when we're doing music videos, I'm like, I want us to feel like we exist in our own world, where it's like the merch looks good and like we like look a certain way and the videos look a certain way, and it's like there's not a specific message. I just want people to feel like they're like living in our world that we're making.
Cool. Yeah, welcoming and nice. So, have you written your best work yet?
I hope not. I don't know. I always think
answer.
that I have, but I'm hoping not.
No.
Yeah.
It gets better every record.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
So, this is my favorite question and my last question for you.
Okay.
Living dead or living dead, who would you most like to fight?
Fight?
Fight.
Fight?
Fight.
I don't know. Who do I want to fight? Who do I like really, really, really... I don't know. Like, I feel like there's like obvious ones where it's like... I also can't imagine me winning in any of these fights either.
Okay.
Which is, I think, why I'm having some hesitation right now. Because I was like, yeah, it's like, sure, I could fight like every like shitty politician, honestly, any of them at all.
Yeah.
But I just imagine being like, fuck this, like, I don't even want to be around you, like, this sucks. But I wish that somebody was coming to mind more. You know, I like to see myself as kind of like a patient...
Pacifist?
No, I'm not even that. I mean, I have violent ideas all the time. I feel like it's not, I'm having a really good day today, so it's not coming to me, and I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
Sonia, thank you so much for taking the time
totally.
to join us here on What's the Story. And for you at home, leave us your comments below. Let's have a great conversation about this band, Alien Boy. Thank you for joining us.